Hey everyone, it's Karnak, Star Wars Armada Explained. We're going to be looking at generic officer, the strategic advisor. So the strategic advisor is a unique card. You can only have one of it in your fleet, which you can see there by the dot or bullet point in front of its name. It equips the officer slot, which you can see there in the bottom left-hand corner of the card. This card only costs 4 points. It reads, and this is important, large ship only. Not small, not medium, not the new huge, large only. Only large ships can take this. So Star Destroyers, MC-80s, MC-75. It reads, when it is your turn to activate, you may exhaust this card to pass your turn. Your opponent activates a ship instead. It does have one clarification. In the FAQ, it reads, this card's effect can only resolve if the ship it is equipped to could activate this turn. What does this all mean? So, for strategic advisor, it's very straightforward. It's a pass mechanic. If you've brought a large ship and you have strategic advisor, the U in the title when it says when it is your turn to activate, you may exhaust this card. It's not saying as in you the player, it's you the ship. Meaning that you're saying I am selecting this ship to activate, but you know what? I'm going to exhaust strategic advisor to pass my turn. And that why is this important? The FAQ, if it's already pointed this out, is if you activate the ship this card is equipped to without exhausting it, and say you move that ship, you can no longer use that card in any way. You've already activated the ship that this card is equipped to, meaning that that ship can no longer utilize its upgrades in terms of time that affect strategic advisor. Because again, it states when it is your turn to activate, you may exhaust this card to pass your turn. And again, when it says you, it's meaning the ship that this card is equipped to. And again, that's supported in the FAQ. Can only resolve if the ship is equipped to could activate this turn. Why does it again have that could activate part? So again, we've already established it's a pass mechanic. And this does lead to situations like, oh, I'm first player, I'm going to exhaust strategic advisor. And the second player is like, no, I'm going to exhaust my strategic advisor. And, you just shuttle that back and forth. So why is this important? Price and bail. And I should have had popped their cards out, and I totally forgot. But let's pop their cards out here. Here we go, Governor Price and Bail Organa. So if you have this officer card equipped, and if you have a situation, I don't know how, but maybe you do. Somehow it's possible. Who knows? You also have, one of these other cards equipped to that ship as well. So for example, Price, her ability is you have to go last. So since you can only start to activate the ship last, if you did have Strategic Advisor equipped to that ship, you wouldn't be able to exhaust Strategic Advisor on the Price turn, because Price specifically says you have to go last. So you can't utilize that ship's abilities at all until, or at least the activation timing is you can't activate until it's that ship's turn to activate. Same deal with Bale is that if you have both, if you somehow were able to equip both officer slots to a large ship, which currently not in the game, maybe in the future you could. Again, since Bale tells you have to go first, you would then have to move that ship first, and Strategic Advisor equipped to that again wouldn't be able to be used because you have to go first. All right. There's still some other nuances with the timing though. So, and this is involves Radis. So Radis can get ridiculous. So Radis is that when a ship is dropped from hyperspace with Radis, it cannot be the first ship to activate that round. Period. It cannot be the first ship to activate. So how does that play into the timing? So say you have strategic advisor equipped to that ship. Again, since it cannot be the first ship to activate that round, you actually cannot toggle Strategic Advisor on the dropped ship. if you have that equipped. So even though you bring it out of hyperspace, since it is technically the first ship that can't activate, it can't even be chosen for activation. Okay, so when you're choosing a ship for activation, that's when you are choosing strategic advisor. So you can't use that. A lot of people, and I've seen this and I've gotten it wrong too, is they'll equip it to that, they'll drop it, and then they'll pass, and then they're like, okay, now you have to go. So that's how they get around the whole thing. Except again, that's equipped to that large ship. And again, in order to activate that card, you have to be, in a sense, activating that ship. So you actually can't do that. That's not allowed. Um, but what can happen is you can have an opponent, move a ship, and then since it's now no longer the first ship activating, you can then exhaust a Strategic Advisor, and then you can have them move another ship, and then you can use, um, that activated ship. I think you guys get the timing on that. But I've seen people to do that, and that's not legal. I have also have seen the situation where two ships, but the first ship has it, and the opponent will be like, okay, well I don't want to activate. And in the situation, for example, if this was the only ship left on the board where it absolutely cannot be the first ship to activate, it actually would get passed back to the opponent. It gets crazy with this card, guys. Like, you wouldn't think it'd be so complicated, but it is. Pretty much when a Radish ship is dropped from hyperspace, it literally cannot be the first ship to activate. uh, same deal. Even though like for Price was on the board, with the Radish ship. In this situation, the Radish ship would have to activate first. And that's all covered in Radis's timing. But I'm covering it here because this still is involved in that. Because Price absolutely has to go last, and since it has to absolutely go last, in that situation, the Radish ship would then have to activate. Like I said, crazy, crazy things. But that Strategic Advisor, for the most part, it's just a simple pass mechanic. Don't get too caught up in all the timings and anything. I mean, it's pretty rare to run in situations like that, but you can. But of course, if you feel like I got anything wrong or if anything's an error, please be sure to comment. Let me know. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll, like always, catch you guys next time.